Hello, I am Minecraft Phenom 08, and this is episode 52 in my Automate Everything Minecraft series. In today's episode, I think I am going to wrap up my Thaumcraft adventures, and I am going to build out my infusion table to be as close to automatic as I can possibly build it, as far as I understand anyways. So if we go through my Thaumonomicon, I have done quite a bit of research. I have finished out alchemy and artifice as far as the tabs are concerned. I've also finished out Gollemancy and Eldritch. Now the thing is, I know right now in the version I'm using, the Void Siphon does not work. As I understand it though, in the actual recent versions of Thaumcraft, the Void Siphon does work, and that allows you to get Void Seeds without closing rifts with the causality collapser. But the thing is, it doesn't work in this version that I'm using, so I haven't built one or anything. And in addition, I should mention, to get to the Eldritch tab, you have to acquire quite a bit of warp, and you can check how much warp you have with the sanity checker. It's up in the left upper hand corner, and as you can see, I have quite a bit of warp, and so that's how I got to the Eldritch tab. Anyways, what I want to do today is I want to finish setting up my infusion table to make it as close to automatic as I possibly can. Now, if you'll notice, I have added a lot of stabilizers, and they are all pointed directly at the runic matrix here, and that is to provide extra stability when I infuse things. And if you'll also notice, my infusion table is a lot less cluttered because I did a little research, and I found that if you have too many items on your table, it will actually, as you add more items, they will actually increase instability, which is obviously not what you want. You're putting items on the table to increase stability. So I looked it up, and the number seems to be 10 or 12 as to how many items you should have on your table. So I have 12 in a symmetrical pattern. So that should help with the stability. And so far, using this configuration has been pretty successful as far as infusing things. So I've decided to move ahead with my table as it is there. Now, there's one thing we can add to this table to help make it a little bit more automatic. Add to the table itself, and that would be hoppers. So what we can do is we can place hoppers, and we have to shift right click to put them down, and as you'll notice, it is into the arcane pedestal. If we put something on here, it will be put onto the pedestal, which is cool. So we're going to do that all the way around, and hopefully anything that gets knocked off the table by instability as far as during a craft will be hopefully hoppered back on to the pedestal. Now obviously this probably won't be 100% successful all of the time, but it should work some of the time. And in addition, when we are making larger quantities of individual items, this will help us make several items quickly together. One thing I've also added to my infusion table, and I've done this off camera obviously, is if we go to the Arcane Infusion tab and we go to the infusion boosting, I have added 4 cost stones, and those actually need to go right underneath the altar pillars. Now the altar pillars, they are referring to these 4 right here, these 4 altar pillars. And so I have 4 cost stones underneath those to decrease the costs. In addition, prepping for this episode, I have made a bunch of filling Essentia transfusers. Now, instead of using pipes, this is a much cooler system. So if we get, say, a Terra jar and an Aqua jar, and let's place these down. As you can see, oh wow, little freeze there. We have 91 Terra and 14 Aqua. If we grab something that has both of those, such as clay, for example, and we throw the clay in here, it will smelt down into the Aqua and Terra as normal. However, these filling Essentia fusers, should work and start sending their Essentia to the void jars. Now they actually do have a decent-ish range. I say decent. Oh, whoops, that's not the right thing. I say decent-ish. I think it's 16. Let's see here. There we are. 16 blocks of the direction it's facing. So if it's facing over, for example, it can send over, but it can also go up, and it can also go down and sideways. It just needs to be in like this general direction. If I were to put, say, the jars over here and try this again, it won't work. And let's actually do that real fast. We just wait and wait and wait. We should wait a long time because this should not work, because they're not pointing in the right direction. So if we just pick these up real fast and move them, it should work. And it takes it a little while to recognize. It's not too long, usually a couple seconds, but once it does, it seems to work fine. Now we can use this to our advantage, because what we can do is we can actually put up our jars up here next to the infusion table. And I'm actually going to not use the void Terra jar, because I'm actually going to use a regular jar for a couple of the Essentia types, and that would be the Terra, the Precantatio, and the Instrumentum. So let's grab regular jars of those. I have a full Terra jar. I probably have full jars of each of them, to be honest. Yes. Precantatio and then Instrumentum. And I have those because I do not want to actually completely drain these arcane alembics, because they are used in crafting recipes. The rest of them, they do need to be drained constantly, like the Alienus, Ordo, and Aurum here. And so I will be using void jars for those. So actually, let's get setting those up. And the Terra needs to be up here somewhere. So let's stick the Terra right here, and the Precantatio can also be right there, and then the Instrumentum definitely needs to be over here somewhere. Now I actually believe I have void jars for all of the different Thaumcraft aspects, and actually let's look those up real fast. And they are all down here. I should have void jars for all of them except for the 3. I have the Instrumentum, the Terra, and the Precantatio. So let's actually look up void jars. Okay, so Terra, we're not using that. Alchema, Alienus, Fabrico, Ordo, Air, Aversio, Vinculum, Metallum, Vidium. Yeah, I'm not even going to try to say that again. I made a fool of myself last time. Okay, so my inventory is full. Let's go ahead and start placing these down. I don't really need to put these in any particular order. Let's try that. And I'm also going to stack them up a little bit. Okay, so I actually want to... I do want to do just a little bit of organization here, because I want the Lux. Where's the Lux? I want the Lux to be over here, and I want something else, and I can't remember the... Oh, it is Instrumentum. It's right here. I want these all to be near each other because they are used for a certain craft that I will likely be doing in the future, even maybe away from Thaumcraft, and that's because I know Lamp of Growths are really, really nice to have. So I'm probably going to be making some of those in the future. So let's continue grabbing void jars. We don't need Instrumentum. I don't need Precantatio. And if you'll notice, I also have all of them labeled, and that is very specifically because I do not want to accidentally empty one of the jars while I'm infusing and then have it replaced with something else, because that would be bad. Okay, I have, what, one left? Okay, that's weird. I wonder if I didn't double something up. Excuse me. It's very possible I have. Because when I set this up beforehand to kind of like play test it a little bit, I actually had one missing right here. So you know what, we're just going to call it, and if something starts functioning weirdly or not functioning, then I will know that I did something wrong, and I will double check for duplicates. But anyways, what I want to do now is I want to make verdant heart charms, and that is something pretty valuable in Thaumcraft that I should be able to make, and they are right here in the infusion tab. So let's take a look at those. I've created designs for a mystical charm that pulses with healing energy that will wash all poisons or similar afflictions from my body. Unfortunately, it cannot heal actual wounds. The ring has an internal store of V that needs to be charged with a recharge pedestal or similar item. It cannot draw V directly from the aura. There's also 2 specialized enchantments I can apply to the charm to improve its function. Life Giver. This infusion enchantment allows the verdant heart charm to regenerate the health of whomever wears it. And then Sustainer. This infusion enchantment allows the verdant heart charm to slowly feed and sustain whomever wears it. This includes providing breathable air. Now these, just by reading that, they seem pretty valuable. So I definitely want to grab those, and they should go right here, I think. So I think I'm going to be able to wear both of them. So let's get cracking on making the fancy amulet, because that's what we need to actually make the verdant. Actually, no. I already have the fancy amulets. My bad. Because those are made like this. But if we go back, we need to make the verdant heart charms like this. So rare earths, Victus, Herba, and milk. So I should have all of that already. Rare earths, Victus, Herba, and milk. Okay, so now we can use these fancy little hoppers here, and we can say, okay, we want all of the rare earths over here. We want all of the Victus over here, Victus crystals. We want all of the milk over here, and then we want all of the herba over here. And then lastly, I need the fancy amulets, which I have already crafted. They do not stack, unfortunately, but that should not be a big deal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this, and then I should probably double check to make sure I have all of the Essentia I need. So I need Herba, Ordo, and Victus. I believe I have everything I need. So Ordo, I should always have a nice supply of Ordo, or usually have a nice supply of Ordo from the Thaumium ingot manufacturing system. Victus. Here's the Victus, and then Herba. They are all full. So by my calculation, because I have 250 of each, I should be completely fine on Essentia here. And the instability is moderate, so I should keep an eye on that during the craft. But I don't think I'll have any problem. Okay, so we can start this by just right-clicking. And because of all my stabilizers and my reconfigured table here, it should toggle between stable and very stable. And nice. And instead of using 60 Herba and 60 Victus, because of the cost stones I have underneath, it actually only needs 55 of each and 27 Ordo instead of 30. So, I mean, that's very slight reduction in cost, but, you know, whatever. I'll take it. So hopefully this goes off with that hitch here. I'm actually going to back up because it's a little bit loud there. And if anything goes awry, I should be able to see it. Also, the hoppers should be able to replace the items on the table if they are knocked off. And even once they are taken from the table, they should be re-added to the table because of the hoppers. So, looks like we have our first Verdant Heart Charm. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to set this on a recharge pedestal. And I made one of those in between episodes. It's over here. So, let's take this, and I think we just need to right-click it on. And that is cool. Let's see here. I have no idea how much charge that thing can hold, but we're just going to let it go. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to craft 3 more of those heart charms. And I can do that off camera. Do I not have everything set up? I should have everything set up. Oh, okay. I see what happened. Instead of the bucket actually being taken off the table, it is just replaced with a regular bucket. It just uses the milk out of the bucket. So now we should be able to start. And I can do the other 2, or the other 3, I should say, off camera, and then I'm going to be right back. Now I have 4 Verdant Heart Charms, and I have 3 of them here. The 4th one is on the recharge pedestal. We need to actually make the Life Giver Verdant Heart Charm and the Sustainer. Now the thing is, we need some additional aspects here, or Essentia I should say. So we need some 80 Humanus and 80 Victus for this particular one. So let's actually get on that. I don't think I have enough of either at this point. So I have 30 Victus, and let's see if I can't find the Humanus here. I don't see it over here. Don't see it yet. Here it is. So I have 56 of that. So we need quite a bit of each. So let's go ahead and get started on making that. I know for a fact that hay bales are a good source of Victus. So I'm going to make some of those. I'm going to plop down, let's say, 5 of them in there. And then for Humanus, there are actually very few things that give Humanus. But one thing that does is zombie heads. So that's what we're going to use here. And I'm going to go ahead and grab 10 of them. Because I can. And as we see here, the herba is starting to flow out. I think I'm already completely full of herba. As we see, the mortis, I think, is filling out of the other one. And I'm not sure where I have... Here's the mortis. As we can see, it is climbing. So this setup works pretty well. Okay, so let's actually look at the other craft. I have this going, so I need air and this. So, yeah, still not going to try to say this again. So let's take a look. I only have 8 of that, and how much air do I have? I have enough air, so I just need... Okay, so let's see. What provides this? I think golden diamonds might be my best. Okay, block a diamond. And let's... Just for kicks, let's grab 2 of them. And I think... Ooh, I'm not sure if that'll be able to cook up or not. I'm going to hope it does. If it doesn't, then I can come back and I can replace that. But if it, hopefully it just works. Okay, anyways. So there is yet one more thing I need to do. That is, I need to create a couple potions here. Now, if we take a look at the crafting recipe, it's pretty easy, except for the fact we need these potions here. And I have not made potions in quite some time. But as I understand it, it's not too difficult. So first off, what I need is I need some glass bottles. I have glass. I know I have glass. Stop clowning me. Okay, so we're just going to grab a bunch of these guys. And let's find some water. Looks like there's water right over here. So that's where we're going. Oh. Okay, well. apparently these don't stack. So I think that's actually enough. So actually I should only need like 6 of them. So let's go ahead and just get rid of all of those and then go back. I do have a brewing stand built. Brewing stand is a vanilla item. It's pretty easy to make. So let's see here. I need healing 2 and regeneration 2. So potion of healing. Oh, okay, let's double check this. Make sure I'm actually right on the potion of healing, instant health 2. Okay. So that's exactly what I need. Potion of health, instant health 2. Okay, so instant health we need. Do I have pollen clusters? I'm not sure if I do or not. Do I have melons? I do have some melons. And I think glistening melons are pretty easy to make. So we can do that. Okay, so the awkward potion I think is just nether warts. Yes. So what we need to do is click on this. 3 water bottles, nether wart. Okay, so apparently I need like blaze powder or something. I'm gonna hope that it's blaze powder. Okay, yes. So that'll take just a hot second to make. And then once I get the awkward potion. Okay, let's see here. I will need a glistening melon. Okay, so that sound, I hope, was these being completed. And then let's throw in the awkward melon. And then lastly, I think I needed, what, glowstone? Yes, glowstone. Oh, so I don't even have to pull them out. I can just leave them in. That's cool. Makes things kind of easy. So I think what I'm going to do with the regeneration 2 potions here. Okay, so, yeah. I think I have some gas tiers here. I can go ahead and build these off camera because it's kind of the same process, just using different items. And once I have the potions made, I will be right back. And I have my potions, and so I think it's just about time that we get started on crafting here. So if we take a look at the Life Giver charm, we need a golden apple, Victus, our healing potion, and then Humanus. So I should have just about everything here. I'm not sure if I have a golden apple, but it's this golden apple, so I can go ahead and craft it. So I'm going to actually grab 4 because I think I need 1 for each crafting recipe. I need Victus. So let's grab a few of those. I need Humanus. And then I forget the last item here. Let's double check here. Oh, it's the potion. Derp. So the order for this is apple, Victus, potion. Apple, Victus. Now I forget which potion. The healing potion. Okay, so that is the configuration for everything. Let's go ahead and put these things on the table. Apples, Victus. This is the potion. And I should only need 1 of them, but you know, you never know, so that's why we're doing that. And then 1 of these Verdant Heart Charms. Now, before we actually get going on this, I want to double check that I do have enough of the aspects that I need. So I need Humanus and Victus for this particular one. 148 Humanist, that is more than 80, and 179 Victus, that is more than 80 again. So let's go ahead and start this thing off. And so hopefully, I don't think I will have any problems, but we'll find out. Also, those blocks of diamonds, I believe, did some meltdown, and so we have enough of this, and then we also have enough air for the next craft, because that is the two things I need for that. So that should be all nice and dandy. Also, the crafting table seems to be in pretty good shape. It's toggling between stable and very stable, which is nice to see. I don't think we should have any problems with it in this state. So, smooth sailing from here on out, hopefully. One thing I should mention from my little system that I created in the basement, I will probably be creating quite a bit of flux, and I'm probably going to have to deal with that at some point. But since I'm kind of wrapping up Thaumcraft, at least for the time being, I'm not going to worry about it right now, I don't think. So here we go. We have a, where is it? Verdant Heart Charm Life Giver. So this thing should be nice. Let's go ahead and make the other one real fast. So we need the sustainer. Okay, it's triple meat treat. I totally forgot about this. So I'm going to have to... Okay, so how do we make these nuggets? Because I don't know how to make the nuggets. Okay, so I'm going to have to go and do another step real fast. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get stuff ready to make an infernal furnace, and then I'm going to be right back. Okay, so I decided I'm going to put my infernal furnace down here somewhere, and I think I'm just going to put it somewhere over here. So the infernal furnace is made like this, and if we click this right here, we can go step by step. Okay, so the bottom layer is just 5 obsidian and some nether bricks. So let's get building. Okay, so that's the bottom layer. The next layer is like this. So obsidian, iron. Our bucket of lava will go right here, and then some nether bricks. And then the last step should be, yes, just kind of continue this trend here. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to grab some different types of meat here. So let's go with 1 chicken. Some mutton, and then some, let's say, pork. Thankfully, I do have a little bit. So what I need to do, I think, is I just literally drop this in. Okay, I'm wondering if I'm not doing something wrong here, because I haven't used this thing in a while, and that burning sound sounded like... It's not working. Okay, I took a trip to the Nether and was inspired by what I found there by harnessing raw Ignis within a furnace crafted from obsidian, nether brick, and a pinch of Salus Mundus. Well, yeah, you see, that's what I did wrong. Reading is important here, and... Okay, I know I have aqua. It's just not in the system. You know, if we would read, these things wouldn't happen. Okay, so. That looks better. That also looks a little more intimidating. So, let's see here. Let's try this again. Mutton and chicken. And I believe I do not need to actually supply Ignis to it, but it's helpful to do that. Okay, so the not instant. Ooh. You not gonna give me more nuggets? I needed nuggets. Let's see here. I think if I type in triple meat treat, it actually tells me a little something here. Okay, so I did cook meat in the furnace. Where's the rest? I wonder if I can cook meat in the furnace. Yes, I can. So what I'm going to do real fast is I'm going to cook some more meat. So I have chicken. Let's try more mutton. Oh, I don't want to eat it. You know, I wonder if I can set up a hopper real fast. I can. That's fantastic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for this to cook up some stuff real fast, and hopefully I get some nuggets here because that's what I need. And once I have those, I will be right back. And here I am. I do have the 3 different types of nuggets, and it does have to be 3 different types. So what I had to go ahead and make some fish, or cook some fish. So that's how I got that. Anyways, let's finish out this episode by crafting our last verdant heart charm. So I need this one right here. So it's triple meat treat, potion of regeneration, air. Okay, so I do have a few of these, so let's go there. The potion goes here in the 3rd slot. Is that right? Yes. And then air goes in the last. Okay, so we need to get rid of what I had formerly in here. Triple meat treat. There we go. Nope. Yeah. Regeneration, that's what I need. Regeneration, regeneration, regeneration. And then lastly, air. Actually, lastly is this one right here. The middle piece. And hopefully, so I had the life giver one right here. This one can go in my system. I should just be able to right click. And hopefully this thing goes well. Now the only thing I need to really keep an eye on is the triple meat treat because I do not have backups of that. So if it gets destroyed, I am kind of SOL and need to stop the infusion. But if all goes well, like I planned, then we shouldn't have any problems. So while I'm here, I might as well get rid of some of this stuff that I don't need anymore. I don't need the regular verdant heart charm because I already have one that's full. Okay, so let's actually take a look. Can I throw this on? Oh, can I only wear one of these? Oh, hang on. I can put them... Okay, that's gonna look awkward, and I'm not going to do that. Okay, so it looks like this is done. And what it looks like I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to wear one of these, unfortunately, because I cannot wear both of them at the same time. So we're going to make a choice here, and we're going to go with the life giver one. The sustainer just keeps you well fed and gives you air should you need it. But the life giver should give me health and help my health regeneration. So that, I think, is the more beneficial one, and that's what we're going to stick with. So let's just toss the rest of these in here. Also, I want to put this back on. And yeah, So this should be a nice little addition to my player, I guess, and that should keep me nice and healthy, and it should aid me when I get into fights, and so that's cool. Anyways, I think that's a good wrapping up point. So in today's episode, I advanced my infusion table. I added a bunch of water jars around, which should help to give me all of the Essentia I need. Anytime I actually need the Essentia, I can just go down, plop the items into the furnaces down there. I forget what they're called already. The Essentia smelteries. And it should all flow up here to where I need it. And that's nice and cool. I also added a bunch of stabilizers before the episode. And they're all pointing at the runic matrix. That makes the table a lot more stable. And I added hoppers, which should aid in making lots of singular items. So that is also cool. Anyways, if you liked today's episode, definitely give it a like. If you enjoy watching automation in modern Minecraft, consider subscribing to my channel, because that's usually what I do. Anyways, signing off, I am Minecraft Phenom 08, and I will see you next time.